Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the late night stream with Cyrus and possibly Jon Snow. He's right there. I make no guarantees that he will make an appearance. I'm not in charge. He's in charge. I serve at the pleasure of Jon Snow. And he's over there pretending to be asleep. Welcome everybody to the stream. Hopefully you're having a good end to your weekend, getting things together for the new week coming. Hopefully it's a good week. It's going to be weird here in Texas. It's going to be cold and then hot and then cold and then really hot. We're supposed to end the week at close to 100 degrees. That's nuts. That's nuts. This is March. This is not supposed to happen like this. Anyway, if I get to any gameplay today, it will be on my Sega Genesis. I got Streets of Rage fired up here, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Welcome to the chat. Metal Torso, the Iron Chest, was first in. He is the pinned comment. He says, "Hey Cyrus," and I say, "Hello yourself, good sir. Hello to you." Hello. Chris Courage, the man, the myth, the legend. The greatest of all video game console modders that I've ever met. And a pretty cool dude, regardless. I'll tell you this. If Chris Courage never did anything for me, like if he never actually did any RGB mods or S-video mods or composite mods or recaps or fixed my laser on my TurboGrafx or did a full workup on my Game Gear and turned it into the ultimate handheld, if he had never done any of these things, and if he never was going to do any of these things, like if he was just a cool dude that, you know, liked to play the guitar, liked the TurboGrafx, and liked to hang out, if he was just that dude, he would still be the man, the myth, the legend. He would still be amazing. He would still be an awesome friend and a really cool dude, and I would be very happy to know him, as I am. But he's also the guy who's done all this stuff, and I try to tell people, I know that there's other people out there that work on consoles and do stuff, but if you need something done, this is a guy that can take care of business, and he'll do it at a very affordable price. So, not an ad, I'm not paid, just a friend of mine, and he does great work. So I like to talk about it a lot. How's it going? He says, Chris Kerr says, how's it going? It's going good, man. I spent the day goofing around. I watched the Indy race. They were in Arlington today, right down the street from me, literally 5 minutes away. I live very close to Cowboys Stadium, and the IndyCar race was here in Texas this afternoon at noon, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I didn't get to go. Me and my brother were actually gonna go, but I forgot that it was happening, and PJ reminded me it was happening like right before it started, and I was like, damn it! But I did watch it on TV, and I'm sure it was a madhouse down there. Looking at what they had done to like rearrange everything, I'm sure it was crazy over there. But very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. Other than that, I've been rearranging stuff. You might notice me looking up a little more. It's because I have my monitors up higher. I changed some things. Almost all of my old consoles are right in front of me right here. It's hard to describe exactly what's going on. I'm scared to move my camera, otherwise I would show you, but anyway, it's a lot better. I worked on this all day. I mean, not all day, but quite a bit today. The silly bartender. Oh, I wonder what he's got to say. He's very silly, and he does tend to bar. Let's see what he has to say. The silly bartender. Those beautiful eyeballs, give them to me, please. Zim. Yeah, he's pretty wild. He's pretty out there. Oh no, it's the Intellivision Mantis. Mantis, the Intellivision Mantis. Mantis, the Intellivision Mantis. Mantis, give it up. He says, this doesn't look like a sprint stream. You were in trouble earlier today, sir. So where would your sprint be at this time? He also says, I see there's a man with a torso made of metal. Interesting, I have an exoskeleton. You were being discussed earlier during the race. Apparently, the Mantis had caused untold trouble at the IndyCar race earlier today. I've brought receipts. I'm going to show you. I brought receipts. Hang on. Hang on. All right, don't go anywhere. I'll show you some pictures I took off the television just to show you that I'm not making this up. I mean, I am making it up, but if I wasn't, I mean, it could be, you don't know. Turn my phone. How do I make it big? I want to make it big now. Okay. That'll have to, no, that's not going to work. Damn it, I'll just have to show you like. Okay, so here he is causing havoc at the IndyCar. You can see Mantis creature attacks IndyCar drivers. It was a whole big story. It was a big to-do here in Texas. Much consternation. Jerry Jones got involved. They had him arrested. It was a whole thing. Jerry Jones put out a statement. I don't know if you saw the news about this earlier. There was a statement Jerry Jones made. He talked to the media about it. Let me see if I can play the clip. I did record the clip off the television. This was all broadcast on TV. Here it is.
Music.
Nope, that was the Mantis talking. Hang on. That's the wrong clip. That was the Mantis talking. Here's Jerry Jones after they arrested the Mantis.
Well, there was this Mantis creature, and he was causing trouble out at the race here at Cowboy Stadium. And now we did apprehend this crazy Mantis creature, and some damage was done. And it's not going to interfere. The race is going to go on. We're going to have a good afternoon. But clearly there's some work needs to be done about security here at the stadium in Arlington. And we'll be prosecuting, obviously, this crazy Mantis creature and trying to find out his origins. I have heard some discussion about possibly some involvement from Detroit, the Detroit area. We'll be tracking that down. The Texas Rangers are on the case now, and we'll see how this situation is handled going forward. But everyone enjoy the rest of the day, and make sure to drink Miller Lite, official beer of the Dallas Cowboys. And we will be back with further updates. Either me or Steven, one of us will update you on that. And don't forget to buy Texas chili. It's the best chili you can buy in a can. And we'll go from there. Thank you.
Yeah, it was a pretty serious press conference. But yeah, apparently the Mantis creature escaped. Like, they were going to bring him to justice on the way to the jail. He was able to get loose somehow, and he's out there again, apparently looking for more sprints. So be careful, everybody. Be aware that this as Jerry Jones said, this crazy Mantis creature is on the loose. All right, Art Bigfall. Genesis is dumb. The band and the console just stupid. Art, I like you. You're very negative though, but I do like you. Metal Torso, how do you get a hold of Chris? Well, he's in the chat right now. Chris Courage, if you would like to answer that question, you can tell people how to get a hold of you. DJC Detroit, yo from Detroit, hey. Brian F. What's up, Brian? Hey, Brian. Hi. Chris Courage, was Jerry yapping about glory holes again? Got to get some of that glory hole. Yeah, that was the best quote ever. That was fun. That was really fun. The Mantis is here and he says, "That's bullshit. You use propaganda, misinformation. I'm not arrested. I'm right here. Now your sprint is mine." He's a crazy mantis creature. He really is. He's wild and wacky. And apparently able to free himself from the captivity of the Texas Rangers. So, yeah. All right. Mike Wolf, where's Walker Texas Ranger when you need him? I know. If Chuck Norris was involved, this would never have happened. This would never have happened. Ridiculous. Okay. Mike Wolf. Okay. Now I haven't played Streets of Rage in so long. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't even remember the last time I played it. Before I do play it, I want to show you some other stuff. It's not Sega Genesis related. Hopefully I have all this stuff where I can get to it. Super Nintendo stuff. A friend of mine at work actually was trying to get rid of some cartridges he had, and I ended up buying them from him. And it was mainly cartridges I already had. So it's not that big a deal, really. Yeah. It's really not a big deal at all. But one of them in particular was interesting. Now here's something funny. So he wanted to sell all these that he had. He had like 10 or so, and he wanted to sell all of them. So I told him I already had a lot of these and I really didn't need to buy them, but he wanted to sell them all together. So I bought them, even though I got some duplicates now. But it's interesting to see, even though it is they are the same, there's some slight differences. Like, I'll give you an example here. Right here. We'll come back up to this, sorry. Where are we? Come on. I can't remember where I'm at. Okay, here we go. Okay. So I have duplicates now. I have 2 of each of these. These are the Star Wars games for Super Nintendo. So I didn't really, like I said, it is what it is. But like 2 copies of each of these, right? And it's interesting. They're the same. It's the same thing, right? Empire Strikes Back, same thing. Except look on the back. Look at that. That's different. This one's got the printed label. This one's got the etched in thing in the back. Isn't that interesting? How sometimes there's slight differences in things. But everything else. Oh, see, look. There's another difference. Wow, I never noticed this. Wow. Look at this. Look at the labels. They're different for Empire Strikes Back. One of them says THQ. The other one says JVC. Why is that? Why does one say THQ and one say JVC? SNS E5 USA, SNS E5 USA. They had the same designation. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that weird? Strange. Plus the back was different. I didn't even notice the front was different on that. So look at Return of Jedi one more time. Those are the same though, right? I don't see anything different there. Weird. But I did notice there was something different on Star Wars. Something very different, actually. These are actually different. Look at this. Look at this. Look at these labels. Look at that. That one's got some kind of gold Nintendo sticker, player's choice. The other one just says JVC, and then the lettering is different. See, I don't know if you can see that. One's got green lettering, the other's got white lettering. You can't even see it. Focus, you bastard! There. Whoa, that's weird. It says player's choice. And I can't read that. My eyes are getting. Player's choice. Oh, I can't read that. Let me put it in the camera. Maybe I can read it. Million seller. Okay, I could read it there. I couldn't read it with my eyes. I had to look at it through the camera. So that's interesting, right? Variants. Okay, well, I guess it's good I have these then, because I was like, I thought it just had duplicates, but they are slightly different. I'm sure the game is exactly the same, but there's that. Okay, I did get some other ones too. I'll get back to the chat in just a second. Sorry, guys. I had the Super Famicom version. I didn't have the Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo. Same thing with Mario Kart. So I got those. And what else? Nothing there. There was one that I actually was really looking for. There's a couple that he had that I got from him. And I'm very happy to have them. Here's one of them. Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. I was actually going to buy this. So, I mean, on my own. I was going to buy this off of like eBay. And he had it. So now I have Mortal Kombat 2 and Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Super Street Fighter 2, which I already had that for Super Famicom, but now I have the English version. C2 Judgment Clay. Pretty cool. But the big one that he had, which I had to clean this up because it was kind of nasty and it had some writing on it and stuff. I have a Super Famicom cart of this, but I really wanted a English one, and I got the Zelda. This is also one of those Player's Choice million seller carts. That's interesting. With the gold thing on it. So I've never beaten this, and I did check the battery. It does save stuff. It does save, do the save game and everything. So I'm going to finally beat Zelda 3. So yeah, I wanted to show that real quick. We'll get back to the chat. Sorry, I got distracted there. Let's see. Where am I at? Michael. Oh, the mantis creature. That's racist. Oh yeah, you're from Texas, dude. That's horrible. What a terrible thing to say. Chris Courage. I have a couple links listed in the description for my YouTube channel on how to contact me for repair and mod work. There you go. Check out Chris Courage's YouTube channel and you'll be able to get a hold of him. Devastator Omega. Evening all. Super windy here. Oh yeah, dude. Dude. The high today I think was in the 80s, and then tomorrow the high is only in the 50s. It's going to be down into the 20s tonight. And then it'll be cooler for like 3 days, and then it goes super hot. So we're all over the place in Texas. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Nick Gamer. What's up, Nick? Devastator Super Nintendo releases Super Star Wars Empire Strikes Back 1993. Has two main publishing variants. Original released by JVC Musical Industries, and the later by THQ. Well, there you go. There you go, Devastator. Apparently I have them both. Casey. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello, Casey. Hello. Devastator JVC version released in 1993 and THQ released in 1997. Oh, wow. That's a late release. Surprised about that. Wow. KC has been a member for 5 months. How about that? 5 months. Wow. Very cool. Mike Wolf says Ninja Warriors in the background. Oh yeah. On the TurboGrafx 16. That's the PC Engine version. Chris Courage, it was 65 here today, 25 tomorrow. That sucks. That sucks. It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. I want to play some of this. I'm playing a little bit of Ye Old Streets of Rage. I have my Turbo Hori Commander controller, so we'll be using Turbo in this. Come on, start the game, Sega. All right, who do I want to be? Axel, Blaze, Adam. I'll just be Axel. I'm usually Axel, or sometimes I'm Adam. I don't really use Blaze. Sorry. Oops, damn it. A is the super thing. Crap. It's alright. There we go. I want to use mid-range turbo. Alright, here we go. Let's do it. Most people will tell you that Streets of Rage 2 is the better game. And those people are correct. But Streets of Rage 2 would never have been able to run if Streets of Rage had not walked. Right? Am I right? Oh, we're getting a little bit of... Hang on, let me pause this. Dropping some frames. Dropping some frames. Not too many, but it is dropping some. Wonder why that is. I don't know if I can do anything about it, because I did screw around with it a little bit earlier. I don't think I can really do anything about it. Yeah. It is what it is. Sometimes this happens. I don't really know why. If it starts getting out of hand, I'll see what I can do, but I don't think I can really do much. All right. What's up, side chat? What's up, Apocalyptic Minister? Streets of Rage. Oh, yeah. Chris says, yeah, I always hit the special on accident right away as well. My brain wants the special to be C. Yes. Yes, the special should be C. It should not be A. It should be C. It should be the last thing you want to hit, not the first thing. I 100% agree with you. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay. Pharaoh Man. What's up, Pharaoh? Hello. Hello, man. Pharaoh Man. Hello. Mike Wolf. I like this game better because it's harder. Oh, it is harder. That's a good point. Pharaoh Man. Hello, fellow Texan. Master System forever. I got your Master System right here. I got your Master System right here. It's right. I don't know if you can hear that. It's right there. I rearranged and I have most of my. I won't. It's not all of my stuff, but I have most of my consoles right here now, so I can just see them in front of me. Because some of them were over here and some were way over here. There's still a couple over here, but I have most of them right here. I got Super Nintendo, Famicom, top loader Famicom, Sega Saturn, Sega Master System, 3DO, Nintendo 64, 7800 Plus, Super Graphics, Sega Genesis, 32X Sega CD, and the Television Sprint. And then right there, of course, is the ColecoVision and a 5200. So I have quite a bit in front of me. I put up all the little mini computers the Amiga, the Atari 800 Mini, and the Commodore 64 Mini. I put them all up. They're actually right here. They're all in this thing right here. And it's not that I don't like them. It's just I was like, I'll come back to them later. It's a fun little divergence. It's like a little magical treat for me. I get out these little mini computers and explore once in a while, but I don't want to, have too much stuff out. So I was like, let me put them up. I'll come back to them later. Chris says, yeah, already read that. Apocalyptic Minister, the OG Streets of Rage is still an awesome game. There's that 80s classic mob environment with cops. Oh, yeah. Okay. Back to the killing. To the killing fields. The city. You were born in the city. Concrete under your feet. I love that song. I used to always, they would play it on the radio and I would like stop everything I was doing and listen to that song. I love that song. I think they would play it on Miami Vice sometimes also. Like, they played really good songs on that show. I wanted to be Don Johnson so bad. I was like, that dude is fucking awesome. I wanted to be that dude. Come on. There we go. Oh, you got a bat too, huh? Pipe has got a little bit more range than that. But both are pretty cool. Man, this was awesome. When this game came out, Sega was trying to prove something with this game, they were trying to prove that they could do something better. Final Fight was on Super Nintendo, and they're like, yeah, we can do better than that. And Super Nintendo just got Street Fighter 2, and they knew they weren't going to get it right away, so they really hyped up Streets of Rage, and they were like, look, this is what we can do. And I got to tell you, I mean, Sega was known for side-scrolling, games like Golden Axe and, Altered Beast and stuff like that. But Streets of Rage really, this wasn't an arcade game. This game was made for the Genesis, for the Mega Drive. And it really showed like Sega was serious about this console. Things were like, oh, okay, I see what's happening here. The music, the graphics, 2 players at the same time. Yeah, this was a statement. And like I said, there wouldn't have been a Streets of Rage 2 if not for this. And so, yeah, it's a very special place, I think, in a lot of our hearts, right? Just a really, really awesome beat 'em up. All right, let's see. Apocalyptic Minister, not many people liked. I have that Miami Vice album. Oh, you do? There you go. Brian F. It's retro when you see phone booths in a game. Yeah. Phone booths. I can remember using a phone booth. And it was like a big, in the movies, you would always see people use a phone booth and they would rip pages out of the phone book. And it was a big no-no, man. You were not supposed to do that shit. But you would always see people do that in the movies. And I was always like, you're not going to do that shit, But, I guess eventually all the phone booths got ripped to shreds themselves. So it's whatever, But like, back in the in the 80s, in the early 80s, there was phone booths everywhere. There was the little half booths, and then there was the full size phone booths you could go into, and it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. There was a lot of stuff back then that we don't have no more. There was it was a different time. It was a different time. We're still dropping frames, but it's not a whole lot. It is a few frames here and there. If you guys notice it looking really choppy or weird, just let me know, but not too bad. But yeah. Let's see. Chris Courage says, I like the first one more than the second Streets of Rage. Oh, wow. You don't hear too many people say that. I really like both, and I think they're both fantastic. The first one has a certain je ne sais quoi. Not that I know what I'm talking about with French, but it has a certain something. It has something that Streets of Rage 1 feels like, how do I say this? The first Ninja Turtles movie and Streets of Rage 1 could have happened in the same environment. They could have happened in the same place, right? The same time. There's a certain, I don't know, atmosphere. And maybe, I don't know, maybe other people don't pick up on that or don't think that, but I definitely feel that way. I feel like there's this 80s city nighttime, the concrete is wet, the streets there's a chill in the air. I don't know. There's something going on there. I don't know. Anyway. Let's see. Okay. Casey says, true, Brian. He's talking about, the phone booths. Apocalyptic Minister, gotta enjoy classics. I just watched an episode of Miami Vice where Ed O'Neill played a corrupt cop. I remember that one. He was very young. I remember that one. Yeah. Ed O'Neill did some stuff people don't remember. You ever seen Dutch? What a great movie. Yeah. Ed O'Neill, he was in Ford Fairlane. You remember Ford Fairlane with Andrew Dice Clay? Yeah, he did a lot of stuff. People don't remember all the stuff he did. Devastator Omega says, I bought the Genesis pack with Streets of Rage 2 at Sears at 12 with my saved cash. My mom was so mad. I laughed about it. Now, wow, she was mad. Dude, you got a good system. You got the was it the Model 2 that came with Streets of Rage 2? Dude. Yeah. Yeah, you did it. You did good. That was a good buy. Did it come? I'm curious. Do you remember? Maybe you don't remember. Did it come with 6-button controllers or 3-button controllers? And was it a Model 2 or Model 1? Very curious about that, because that's really cool. And you bought it at Sears, so you get 10 points because you bought it at Sears. I loved Sears. Man, the Sears catalog, and then when you would go to Sears, that's where I played the Virtual Boy, was on a display at Sears. Man, I bought a lot of stuff from Sears. My first serious girlfriend, I bought her a gold necklace from Sears. Cost me $300. That was the last time I ever bought a gold necklace for anybody. Sears. I miss Sears. The old Sears. It was really cool. This stream looks absolutely fine. Okay, well, I don't know what it's telling me then with the drop frames. I don't know. Doesn't matter. It's fine. I'm not going to worry about it. If it gets crazy, we'll figure it out, but it should be fine. I don't know. All right. Oh, what's up? Drunky Cheese is here. I didn't even see that. Hello. Hello, sir. Drunky Cheese. Hello. That's the other man myth legend. There's two of them. Now there are two of them. Always two there are. No more, no less. Yes. Apocalyptic, I miss the 80s, dude. Dude, God, there was some stuff about the 80s that wasn't great. I'm not saying it was perfect, but, and we were kids, so our interpretation of the 80s is painted through that lens. I understand that. But still, it was fantastic. It was the best time to grow up. The 80s and the early 90s. Best time to grow up. Absolutely. We had the best of everything. We just didn't know. When Jack Nicholson said, "What if this is as good as it gets?" in 1998, I didn't realize that he was serious. I thought it was a movie. I didn't realize he was being a prophet. But yeah. Yeah, the 80s was pretty cool. Stream looks like fun. Miami Vice, the movie was awesome. Michael Mann is a superb director. Oh, okay. The movie. They've done a couple of different. They did like a reboot. I think they're working on something else too. They did like, I don't know what all they've done, but yeah, the old school Miami Vice I really liked. I thought it was awesome. Drunky Cheese, do you like the first or the second April the most from the movies? Oh. The second is probably hotter as far as like aesthetic, but there's something about the first. You know, that's a tough choice. I probably picked the first just because there's something going on there. Very interesting chemistry, you know, very interesting. Let's see. Pharaoh Man, oops, I'm behind on the stream. My bad. Oh, okay. Sorry. Devastator Mega Model 1 with 3 buttons. Bought 6 button after I saved up again. Wow, that's cool. That's interesting. I didn't realize by the time Streets of Rage 2 was out, they were still doing Model 1 Genesis. It must have been... Maybe that's why they bundled it with the game so they could clear out their Model 1s. Maybe that's what they were doing with that. That's very interesting. And 3-button controller too. Wow. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. All right. Yeah, you had to save up again. Man, your mom must have been real pissed. You bought the Genesis and then you saved up again and bought the controller for the Genesis. That's funny. My mom was very supportive of my gaming stuff. Like, my mom was really cool with that stuff. She bought us the Intellivision back in the day. Bought, you know, the Atari when we're able to find a good deal on that at a garage sale. She got us she bought me my Turbo Duo in 92 when it came out. And that was expensive. That was $300 back then. That was a lot. My mom was very supportive of the video games. She loved watching the games. She didn't really play, like she liked Intellivision, you know, she played that. But anything beyond that, she never really played too much. But I can remember when we rented, and I've told this before, we rented a Super Nintendo, you know, and got it home. We had F-Zero, Super Mario World, and Castlevania. Those were the games we rented. And as soon as we fired up the Super Nintendo, we're playing F-Zero, and my mom was like, holy crap. She's like, well, we're going to have to buy this. So when we took back the Super Nintendo from the rental, we went and bought a Super Nintendo. That was the first time that we got a console as a family, like when it was brand new, other than the Turbo Duo. Also, I think that was the next year though. But anyway, yeah, the Genesis we were a little slow to get on because I don't think we had money when it came out. And, you know, later when the price came down a little bit and all that, we ended up getting the one that came with Sonic the Hedgehog. But, yeah, anyway, my mom's always been very supportive video games and stuff. Let's see. Hell Tangible. What's up, Hell? So many memories. Yes, Chris. We will let you know if the stream starts to make you look like Max Headroom. Yes, thank you. I love Max Headroom. That was fun. They did a TV show for very briefly, or maybe it was like a TV movie. I can't remember. It was weird, but the commercials were really good. They were really funny. All Tangible felt like magic getting the NES Master System and 16 bits. Yes. I got into the Master System way late. And we're talking about Sears. That's pretty much Sears catalog, and then those places in the back of the game magazines like Play It Again and Funko and stuff like that. I would order stuff over through the mail. I get used Master System stuff through the mail. But I got a lot of new games from Sears when the prices came down. And man, I was into Master System for quite a while. My brother got the Genesis. I got a Master System. And sometimes I would, like Phantasy Star and stuff, I would be like showing him what the Master System could do. And we were just like, holy crap. Phantasy Star on Master System looked better than Phantasy Star 2 on the Genesis. It was weird. It was like, what? What a great system. What a great system. I absolutely love my Master System. And thank you again, Chris, for the modded Game Gear, where I can enjoy so much amazing Sega 8-bit stuff. Holy crap. Very, very cool. Very cool. He fixed up my Game Gear, got a IPS screen recapped, I think, and then we changed out the power supply and also HDMI out. So, yeah, the Game Gear is phenomenal. And the batteries last forever in it. I mean, literally weeks and weeks of use. It was crazy. They finally needed to be charged, and it took forever. But anyway, yeah, it was a bizarre experience. Because, you're used to the Game Gear just eating batteries like it's eating popcorn, Not that a Game Gear would eat popcorn, but you know what I'm saying. So anyway, just talking about this stuff. Sorry, guys. Let's see. Okay. Drunky Cheese, that's the correct answer. Second was hotter, but the first had some special appeal. Yes. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but yes. Yes. Apocalyptic, my mom was cool about it too. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Drunky Cheese, my mom only let me rent NES games because she knew I was going to beat the games in a weekend. Well, your mom was just being economical. And honestly, there's a lot of games that you could beat really quick if you really wanted to. Some games took a while, but yeah, there's a lot of games that you could beat in a weekend. If you really tried, most of them you probably could. But, yeah, not like the JRPGs. But we did I remember we bought ActRaiser, and me and my brother tag teamed it. I did all the action stages, and he did all the strategery, and we beat that in a weekend, and we took it back. Even though we really liked it, I thought it was awesome. We were like, if we take it back, we can get something else. So we took it back. But we ended up later getting it again because it was fun. That's a fun game. You could play through that game over and over. That's the other thing. You might beat it in a weekend, but a lot of these games like Contra, remember like back in the day, Life Force, Contra, Jackal, Heavy Barrel. There were so many of these 2-player games, Double Dragon 2. You could beat them, but then you want to play them again. Ninja Turtles, obviously, Ninja Turtles. Holy crap. So, yeah. Let's see, Drunken Cheese. TV, movie, and TV show, Max Headroom. Okay, so they did have a TV show also. I wasn't sure if it was a show or a movie, but I guess it was both. Devastator says, you ever see that Netflix series about console wars and the stories of Sega employees throwing Nintendo employees stuff in hotel pool during the CES back in the day? True console. I'm gonna have to look at that. I don't have Netflix right now. So next time I get Netflix, I'll try to remember to look for that, because that sounds really interesting. I hadn't heard any of those stories like that. That's wild. Wow. That's pretty wild. Pharaoh, my cousin had a Master System, and I thought the graphics blew the NES out of the water, and the games were so cool. Dude, yes, the graphics on Master System are fantastic. The sound, sometimes it was good. Some games had good music. The NES had a lot better music in most games. And then as the Nintendo, as time passed and they kept adding all the extra hardware to the cartridges, obviously NES started to do things the Master System really couldn't do. But that took a while, because the Z80 processor in the Master System was way more powerful than the processor in the NES. But yeah, very cool system. Very cool system. Brian F. I didn't play Master System until Genesis. I had the converter to play Master System on Genesis. There you go. That's awesome. I never did get that converter back in the day. I had a Master System, but it's pretty cool. I didn't find out until years later that it literally, like, the hardware was, it's giving me messages saying the encoder's struggling. Sorry, OBS stuff. Just keep an eye on it. But anyway, what I was saying is I didn't find out till later that the hardware there wasn't any like processors or hardware or anything in that converter. It was just like literally converting the cartridge, and it would just run on. I didn't realize that all the hardware was already in the Genesis to run Master System stuff. I was like, that's pretty awesome. Obviously, it's awesome now because I can play Master System games on my EverDrive on my Genesis, which is pretty great. I don't do that really because I like to play them on my actual Master System, but sometimes it's fun because you can do the FM sound that way. So, anyways, sorry, a little distracted with this frame dropping thing on the OBS. Hell says, all this rain tonight reminds me of when I used to spend nights playing Genesis in the 90s on rainy nights. Yeah. Did you ever stay up all night and go to school the next day? Like, I remember renting, what did I rent? Earth Defense Force, EDF, on Super Nintendo. I rented Earth Defense Force and something else, and I played them all night. Oh, I remember it was Shadow Dancer on Genesis. I had Earth Defense Force on Super Nintendo, Shadow Dancer on Genesis, and I've played them all night, and then went to school the next day, got through the whole day of school, went home and still played more games, and then finally went to bed. When you're young, though, you can do that stuff. It's tough, but it's not like too bad. Now, dude, no, I would die. I would literally die. I would turn into ash. I would burn to a cinder and be gone forever. But once upon a time. Hell says, my father always hated the idea of renting something, always said we have to buy it and stick with it. Well, that's respectable. I understand that. Yeah, OBS is struggling right now. I don't know what's going on. Sorry. What's up, Silverwings? How you doing? Silverwings, the man, the other man, the silver man. I don't know. You've been playing this for 48 minutes and you're still I haven't done anything. I've been talking the whole time. Sorry. I'm terrible. I'm the worst gamer of all time, Silverwings. Mike Wolf, I'm built like Axel, the long legs, short abdomen. There you go. Hell Tangible. Microsoft hardware is in the Genesis. Master System. I don't know. I was thinking stupid. Master System hardware is in the Genesis. The adapter is just a pass-through for Master System games. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. Apocalyptic, could you imagine Nintendo employees committing seppuku because of bad quality controller? I don't mean, dude. No. That's crazy. We're having snow here. Oh, wow. Well, hopefully no snow here. I don't think it's going to get that cold. Well, it actually is going to get that cold tonight, but we'll see what happens. Well, that would be crazy if I got up and there was snow outside. Come on! I like to grab these girls. Like, oh, hang on, let me see if I can do it. There we go. Oh yeah, there you go. I always do that when I was a kid. I'd be like, hello, how you doing? Uh-oh, here we go, boss time. What a weird boss. Got a big ass boomerang. Well, that was incredibly easy. Turbo, it's a thing. I highly endorse this product, even though I don't, but I should. The worst gamer, hold my beer, literally. Come on, Sai. You know I'm here. You know why I'm here. Yep, I know. I got you. Brian F. Oh my whips. They're getting kinky. Yes. Oh my. Oh my. Apocalyptic. Pass those Mike and what? Pass those Mike and IKEA guys? Okay. I like the music on this stage. I mean, come on, all the music. Just saying. Oh, I like this one too because of the wind. It's like little stuff blowing in the wind and the little edge of the poster blowing. You can almost feel the chill in the air, you know? They really did care about the games, you know? They did a lot of stuff that little attention to detail and things I don't think they really even needed to do. And really glad they did. See if I can break this bottle. Come on. Ah, damn it. Oh, I got another chance. There we go. Well, I just got 2 lives. How about that? I should have played the version of this that I have on Sega CD because I have the you know, that sampler disc or whatever it was that came with the Sega CD, and Streets of Rage is on it, and it has better voice samples. Should have played that one instead of this one, but it's fine. Doesn't matter. It's pretty cool though. That's all I'm saying. Let's see. Hell says gonna hook up the Genesis again once I'm done with the PS3. I think it's a good idea to cycle through consoles, you know, play one for a while, then play another one for a while and keep cycling because yeah, you got to keep things interesting and you got to, there's so many experiences to be had, you know. I think sometimes we get too caught up in one console for too long and we kind of burn ourselves out. This is the problem, I think, with using something like RetroArch or an emulator setup where you have access to just everything all the time, you kind of burn yourself out. At least, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I kind of feel like when everything's available all the time, I'm kind of just like, I don't really want to. I've already played that, and I don't get excited about anything. I don't really go exploring through the library because I don't know. I've heard other people talk about this same thing where you kind of feel like you have choice paralysis or something like that. So I think it's a good thing to do one console for a while, then do another one for a while, and just kind of go through them, you know? I think that's a good thing. At least it works good for me, and I recommend it to other people. Let's see. Drunky Cheese, you're Billy Mitchell compared to me. Oh my God. Shut up, dude. Chris Courage, I always thought Scream enemies made when they died went brap. Okay. Coder overloaded. Why is it? What? I don't understand what's going on with this stupid OBS stuff. It just happens for no reason. Very bizarre. And then if what's funny is it'll say it's dropping all these frames and stuff, and you guys will tell me it's not, and I'll go back and watch it later and it looks fine, and I'm like, what? Sometimes you can see there's a problem, but sometimes I don't see a problem, so I don't know. It's very bizarre. Apocalyptic says it was candy similar to Lemonheads or Boston baked bean Cyrus. Mike and Ike. Yeah, we had Mike and Ike. Now and Later, Mike and Ike, Red Hots, all those different candies, jelly bean type candies, you know, different things like that. I still get some of that stuff sometimes. I got one, not that just a few years ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. I was eating so many freaking Red Hots that I actually like messed up my tongue. Like I burned my tongue from the cinnamon, I guess. It was pretty bad. But I was eating a lot of Red Hots, I guess. So sometimes I go back and do that. Let's see. Devastator, you have a working Sega CD? I always wanted one. Even if broken, I'd buy one just out of nostalgia. Yeah, I have a Sega CD Model 2. I briefly owned a Model 1 that that did not work, and I ended up selling it. This was years and years ago. But I have a good Model 2. It's been very solid for me. So you can also get the EverDrive, whatever the super duper EverDrive is for the Genesis, that will simulate Sega CD. It'll let you run all the CD games off of the cartridge, kind of like how the Turbo EverDrive Pro for the TurboGrafx will let you run the CD games off that. So you can do that also. But there's something really cool about having a Sega CD for sure. And yeah, mine works pretty good. I'm very happy with it. Let's see. Drunky Cheese, I play too many Mario hacks, can't help myself. I mean, you like what you like, right? As long as you're having fun. That's what gaming is. It's literally just having fun. It's supposed to be anyway. Feels like we're enjoying couch co-op like the old days, talking games. Yeah. Candy, yep. Some people overload themselves when they use certain items to play games. Some people overload themselves when they use certain items to play games. Yeah, I don't know. What do you mean by that specifically? I understand. You know, I think I get what you mean, but yeah, I'm not sure exactly what you're saying there. It doesn't lag on our end. Okay, well, that's good. It's working good. Hell says, depends on what you have running on your PC and what the bitrate settings are. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, I'm not running anything else except OBS right now on this computer. And the settings are actually not even as high as what I've had. I've had it higher than this. It's just sometimes, for some reason, it will just decide that it's going to do something. I think there might be I have a theory about this. I think there might be background processes that are happening in Windows that it's not telling you about. So if I went through like the what do you call it? You know, the manager. I can't think of what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. You know, Control Delete and go into the thing. If I went in and started looking for processes and what's going on, I could probably figure out what's up. I don't know what it is, but I think there's probably something like it's updating something, or there's something going on that just, because it seems completely senseless. Like there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to it. And I'm not actively running other programs. So it's whatever. I don't know. So it just seems to sporadically happen, which is why I think like it's some kind of background process thing happening. Anyway. Apocalyptic. Ooh, damn, Cyrus. Safe to say you liked Red Hots in an unhealthy way. Yeah. Yeah. I was eating a lot of Red Hots. It's been a while. Silver Wings, you can beat up on women here, unlike on Final Fight on Super Nintendo. Sega does what Nintendo don't. Well, that's one way to look at it, I guess. It's one way to look at it. Yeah. Looking good here. So, okay, thank you. If you have an EverDrive, for example, and you download all the games for a system. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, you can overwhelm yourself, you know? You can get like too much stuff, you know? Like choice paralysis, as I was saying. Task Manager. Yeah, Task Manager. Yeah, thank you. Brian F. Yeah, it's probably Microsoft's fault and Windows. I don't know. It's something going on, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the actual stream, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Hell says, I use the Genesis EverDrive, but I didn't act stupid and download every single game for it and just got what I needed. Well, that's a good idea. That's actually a really good idea because, yeah, I agree with that. Devastator Mega, I've seen other streamers struggling with OBS as well. It doesn't matter your setup, it's their software. I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Imagine hitting somebody with a pipe like that. Holy crap. Or imagine getting hit with a pipe like that. Oof. I mean, the enemies are cool, but who actually would get into a fight like juggling a bunch of flaming torches? It's not very realistic. That's all I'm saying. Oh, this boss, is this the one that like does the, oh yeah, he's cool. I like the way he does the like Alucard looking thing where he like zips around. You know what I'm trying to talk about? Like he has like multiple versions. Like, yeah, that thing. That's cool. I'm gonna hit him with it. with the police thing. You know, it's getting out of control when the cops show up with a bazooka. Even in today's day and age, you don't see that too much. Oh, I died. Okay, I'm gonna hit you another one then. I like this music. It's nice. It's very nice. It has that, like we said, that certain atmosphere. It's very nice. Oh, this stage is cool. The way they did the water, the waves and stuff. Very, very cool. All the parallaxing they do and stuff in the background. Very, very cool. Okay, hang on. I gotta catch up. Let's see. Apocalyptic. Hey, some folks hated Renegade. I loved it. That gritty 80s hood nostalgia. Renegade's awesome. Yeah, there's a bunch of really cool. Vigilante's really cool. Renegade was really cool. Obviously, Double Dragon. You know what? I like Riot Zone on the Turbo Graphics, on the Turbo Duo. That one's pretty cool. It's a little generic. It's not Streets of Rage, but it's still fun, you know. It's not as good as Final Fight, but it's still good. It has a good atmosphere to it. Hell Tangible. Fun fact about Axel is he actually hits people with pipes so hard they really do break. Well, there you go. There you go. Drunky Cheese. The thumbnail lied. Where's John? He's right here. I told at the beginning of the stream, I said, I can't promise that Jon Snow will actually get on stream because he doesn't like getting on camera. But he's right there, and he knows I'm talking about him, so he's pretending like he doesn't hear me. He's right there. And at some point, at any given moment, he could walk right up, and then I'll put him on camera. But he doesn't cooperate. He does not want to do what I want him to do. That's Jon Snow. He does what he wants to do. Apocalyptic, these retro games had you feeling like you were actually on the streets of Kowloon or Hong Kong. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Devastator, reading that new game, Crimson Desert, will take 4 hours to walk across the open world map. Wow. You seen the previews of the game yet? I saw a little bit of it, but not too much. I'll have to look into it more. That sounds like a huge endeavor. I love that kind of stuff. You know, wasting enormous amount of time. I love that. I'm all about that, actually. Chris Courage. I forgot the sampler CD version had been sold. Effect samples. They used to play that on my Laser Active back in the day. Okay, I got what you're saying. Nick's here, Geekstorian. Hello, Geekstorian. What's up, dude? Hello. Hell Tangible. Don't jump, attack that boss. Sorry. Silverwings, just like Waco with the police here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. With the rocket launchers and stuff, yeah. Apocalyptic, the death scream. Whoa. Oh, I like this music. Ouch. Back in the day when the Genesis came out and it had the headphone jack for stereo sound, it was a big deal because we didn't have no TV that had stereo, you know. We didn't have like our stereo hooked up to the TV or anything, you know, back in those days. It was really cool to put some headphones on or get. Another thing we did sometimes was we'd take like some speakers, or like one of those little boom boxes that had audio input, and we'd run the Genesis sound through that. It was really cool. But yeah, stereo sound in a video game is pretty awesome when they first started doing it. TVs we had didn't even have like composite. Like the TVs we all had were like just regular RF, and that was it. There was no like, we didn't even have like the yellow composite. Hang on, let's kill these people. I don't think we got a TV in my home where we had composite. I'll tell you this, I tell exactly, now that we're talking about it, the exact time that this was a problem was when my mom bought me the Turbo Duo, because she bought me the Turbo Duo. It came in at Sears. I went down to Sears, got the Duo, got it home, got it unboxed, and realized I couldn't even play it because it was composite and there was no RF. It was just composite. We had to go out of town. I grew up in a pretty small town. We had to go out of town to the next town over, which was like almost an hour away, and go to Radio Shack and bought an RF modulator so I could hook that up to the TV and it would actually accept composite. Otherwise I couldn't even play my Turbo Duo. I was so upset. I was so disappointed because I was like, I finally got the Duo and couldn't even play it. We didn't get a TV that had composite input for another couple of years. I think I used that RF modulator for a long time. Good times. Oh man. Chris Kurz, that was some weird autocorrect. I forgot the Sega CD sample disc had better sound effects. There you go. I figured that's what you were saying, something like that. Until you brought it up. Apocalyptic Minister, yeah, I got you. The music's really good. Those death screams are hilarious. Yeah. Hell Tangible had my Genesis hooked up to the sound system my father gave me and had sound coming from the big DJ speakers. Dude, that's sweet. That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah. Druggy Cheese, we use VCRs to get the audio to the stereo speaker set. Yeah, man. Like, I don't know if we didn't figure out we could do that or what the deal was, but for some reason I had to get an RF modulator. I'm trying to remember. I think this was at a time when we didn't have a VCR. We only had a VC, like a video cassette player. It wasn't a VCR, and I don't think it had the jacks. I think it was crap, like everything else. It was a long time ago. But I do remember that the only way I could play it was we had to go get that damn RF modulator. It's crazy. I didn't even know that things like that existed until then. Let's see. Devastator says, you ever get a Sega Genesis Mini? I did buy one for some friends of mine. I had a TurboGrafx Mini for a little while. I had the Super Nintendo and the NES Classic. I had a PlayStation Classic. I don't have any of those anymore. The Genesis Mini seemed like it was pretty good though. I bought my brother the Hyperkin, the Hyperkin version that's like got HDMI output. I bought him one of those years ago and a bunch of games that games we used to have back in the day, like Batman and Streets of Rage and this game called Heavy Nova, which is not a great game, but it's got a lot of nostalgia for us. Strider, that was another one. I bought him a few games. I hope he still has it. I don't know. He seems like he pretty much only plays Steam now, but you know, yeah, it's fun. You know, I think he appreciated having it. I don't know if he necessarily plays it. He's not as into retro as I am. Chris says, I also use an RF modulator early on for the TurboGrafx CD. VCRs cost more at the time. Yeah. Almost 20 likes. Oh, wow. Wow. One more, fellas. Blackjack. Hell Tangible says, and of course now I can hook my Genesis and all my consoles up to Logitech 5.1. That's pretty cool, dude. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a really good sound system in the living room. Yeah. It's tempting to want to like take my CRT and set it next to my TV in there and hook it up to the sound system. Play some TurboGrafx CD games. Oof, that's tempting. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. Hell Tangible. And of course, now I can... I already read that. Apocalyptic. We hooked our consoles up to any kind of TV. Yes, we were just happy to be playing games. We did what we had to do. You do have a lot more moves in Streets of Rage 2, but... Well, you have good moves in this too, just not as many moves. Oh no, it's the Ultimate Warrior. Damn, should have used my thing. I didn't even think about it. This freaking dude. There we go. Apocalyptic kept getting kicked out of the living room with my consoles, yeah. Yeah, when I would get kicked out, I'd have to go to my room and I would play on a 13-inch black and white Zenith TV that I had forever. Finally, we upgraded to a bigger TV in the living room, and I was able to secure the 13-inch old-ass Zenith TV that was actually a color TV that used to be in the living room. We had a 13-inch Zenith color TV for the living room. Then we upgraded that to like a 25-inch, more modern version of a TV. That TV was, oh my God, that thing lasted forever. But it was in bad shape at the end. Like the color would get weird. You'd have to hit it on the side really hard and then it would start working. You'd turn it on and wait for like a minute before it would heat up and the picture would come on. Good times. It literally had the 2 screws in the back. It had 2 for UHF, 2 for VHF. And we thought we were fancy getting the little adapter that lets you screw in the coax cable. That's why I had to have an RF modulator. Yeah. Hell says, now to open and clean the Saturn controller. Oh, okay. Yeah. Gotta do what you gotta do. Devastator says, forgot how great the soundtrack for Streets of Rage 1 was. 2 is still my favorite, but 1 is amazing. It is indeed. Yes. Yes, classic. Ah, how dare you. Damn. Wow. Alright, here we go. I'm just gonna kill all you. On a CRT TV, this stage looks particularly awesome. Something about the way it looks with the background. Can't really describe why it looks so much better, but it does. It really does look really good. It looks good here, but on a CRT it looks really good. Damn. Oh, I caught myself. That was nice. Damn it. Crap. Oh yeah. Oh, I need that life. I need more life than that, but I'll take it. There we go. Ah, freaking guys. There, let's kill them all. Kill them all. Let's see. Drunky Cheese. We had a Super Nintendo. I had a Gold Star color TV. It was so tiny The 16-bit graphics looked incredible. I imagine. I imagine. Holy crap. Yeah, pixel density and all that. Silverwings, the title screen song sounds like Principles of Lust by Enigma. Wow, that's very specific. Huh, I wonder if it's I wonder if one was inspired by the other or what that is. That's interesting. Apocalyptic had those days when I knew my homework was too difficult to worry about, so why not play Streets of Rage one more time? Yeah. Yes, sir. Bill Tangible, damn can of soda had burst open and got all over one of the Saturn controllers and made the button stick. Glad this is an easy fix. Oh, wow. That's gross. But yeah, it's something you can fix at least. Gamer problems. Burst soda. Yeah. Come on, man. Oh boy, here we go. Here we go. Oh, these guys. Ah, you bastard. Crap. Damn it. Oh yeah, definitely continuing. Oh, this music. I'm gonna crank this. I fucking love this music. Oh, is that it? I already got it cranked up. I didn't realize that I already had it cranked up. Sorry. Well, you guys have been hearing it pretty loud, so hope that nobody's complained about it. Look at this. Up and down motion, multiple layers of parallax, the badass music. Oh. that. Oh, you bastard. Damn it. I screwed that up. Druggy Cheese. I think we are both rocking some 16-bit tunes today. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Devastator Sega Genesis made you feel like you were playing at the arcades compared to Super Nintendo. Just had a whole vibe that made it. Sega was very arcade focused. I mean, they made tons of arcade games. When the Genesis launched, the entire focus was arcade ports in the beginning. And games like Streets of Rage, which are arcade inspired, obviously, this game was designed for the Genesis console. And that sort of became, this was during a period where Sega was doing that, where they were finally, they had console specific games in the past, obviously, but, Alex Kidd games and all, various different things. But this was kind of like Sega learning that they could make games for their console that were, that were arcade games for home, Streets of Rage was pretty, I'm not gonna say it was revolutionary, but it was definitely like a big shift in the way they were thinking. This is around the time they did Sonic the Hedgehog, and they were really starting to become, come into their own with the Genesis. It was really becoming their focus, So yeah, but Sega had that pedigree, man. Sega absolutely had that pedigree. Nintendo had a different focus. I mean, obviously they had arcade games as well, but their focus had changed back in the NES days quite a bit. Obviously, they had already had that thing happen. So yeah, it's very interesting. Sega was still and remained very arcade driven for many, many years, even after the Genesis. But it's very interesting to see games like this where they take that expertise and just like laser focus it in on their home console. This game was really good. And it is. Obviously, it stood the test of time, Let's see. Apocalyptic Minister. I wonder if you guys have those old smells which remind you of certain games as soon as you smell them. Maybe like home-cooked Chinese food or Mexican. Oh, that's funny you say that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Pizza Hut is a big thing for me with video games because in my hometown, we didn't have a lot of places, but we did have a Pizza Hut, and they always had the best arcade games like X-Men and Ninja Turtles and things like that. Pizza Hut has always been associated in my brain, pizza in general, with video games and stuff like that. So I would say that's probably, for me, one of the things like that. But yeah, I'm sure that's a very personal thing, depending on what you experienced and Christmas. I mean, we got games for Christmas, right? So you're going to associate a lot of Christmas stuff with video games. That's just the nature of that. Cold weather, it's gaming weather, right? When it's cold and rainy or maybe even like icy or just cold in general. Yeah, definitely a big trigger for me for remembering stuff about video games. Let's see. Hell says Genesis, a literal stripped down System 16 board, while Saturn and Dreamcast are literal arcade boards at home. There you go. Yeah. Druggy Cheese, I haven't had flautas in years. Flautas. Oh yeah. Apocalyptic. Sega was the first true home arcade experience for me. Oh, I would agree with that. I had the same thing. Like, my cousin got a Genesis when it first came out, and we went and played Altered Beast and felt like, we were like, this is the arcade. It'll never be better than this. This is as good as it gets. This is literally the arcade. So I see where you're coming from, and I agree. Apocalyptic Drunky Man. Dell says even the Master System was a homer. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Afterburner, Outrun, Space Harrier, Thunderblade. I mean, it had so many great. Shinobi. Oh my God, Shinobi on the Master System. Yes. Now, some of the ports weren't as good. Like Altered Beast is not as good on Master System. Okay, obviously. But there's some good ports. There's some very, very good ports, especially for the time. You know, Master System is the bomb. It's freaking badass. And then there's games like Double Dragon on Master System, which they're kind of arcade ports, but they're kind of like their own thing too. And very cool. Very cool. Damn. Sega. What are you going to do? Apocalyptic. Yes, it was Godfather's Pizza. There you go. Mr. Gaddy's was another one. Mr. Gaddy's in we used to live close to Austin, Texas for a while in a town close over there. And Mr. Gaddy's was big over there, and they had some badass video games at Mr. Gaddy's Pizza. That's where I played Time Soldiers and Akari Warriors, where you had the like twistable arcade sticks. Yeah, Akari Warriors in the arcades, pretty cool if you ever played it. A little bit different than what you might experience trying to play it otherwise. Pretty cool. Chris Courage, various muscly basement smells remind me of playing old games as I grew up playing all my games in parents' basement. Well, there you go. Drunken Cheese Pizza Hut was the place to go. The red glasses. The pizza back in the day at Pizza Hut was way better. I used to love their Supreme Pizza, which they don't make it like they used to. They used to chop everything up real fine, like all the bell peppers and onions and everything was chopped up real fine and then like cooked into the cheese, not sitting on top, but it was like in it. Oh, it was tasted so good. That was the best pizza back in the day. That was really good. Yeah, they don't make it. I hate to be that old guy, but they don't make it like they used to. They don't. Let's see. Apocalyptic says, yep, it was Altered Beast for me too. An original Strider. Yes. My cousin had Altered Beast because he got the Genesis when it came out, and he imported from Japan with a adapter for the Mega Drive to Genesis. He imported Strider and Batman. And so to this day, when I play Strider, if I play the United States release, it's weird to me because I'm used to the Japanese one with all the Japanese text and the way it's slightly different than the American one. Batman's exactly the same, but Strider is slightly different. Strider on Genesis is the best version. I think Altered Beast is better on Genesis than in the arcade. That's just my opinion. It does have some parallax scrolling that the arcade doesn't have. I just think it's more fun. I really like the Genesis Altered Beast. And it doesn't have as annoying of sound. Like some of the sound clips in the arcade are a little too screechy. So the Genesis sounds better to me. Strider is better on the Genesis. It's really good. That's a phenomenal Genesis game. It's really, really good. I wish the Turbo Duo version was better, the arcade card version. It's pretty good, but it's not, it should have been a lot better. But the Genesis one's the one to play. For sure. I wonder if they have like an MSU1 version of Strider that has the music from the TurboGrafx CD version. I bet they do. I bet that's really cool. Devastator says, have you seen Iconic Arcade Cabs is going to release a home arcade cab of Double Dragon games? Huh. That's really cool. I'm not somebody that's in the market for arcade cabinets. There was a while where I thought I might build one and stuff, but I just don't. I'm not going to have cabinets. It just doesn't make sense for me, but they're really cool. And I love going and playing arcade games. I don't think I'll own any arcade cabinets or anything. Hell says Akari Warriors and Heavy Barrel use the rotary sticks. Ah, there you go. Yeah, I remember the Akari Warriors. I played Heavy Barrel on NES, but I didn't play it in the arcades. So I didn't realize that. But I knew we did play Akari Warriors in arcade, and it was the rotary sticks. That was very strange. But it was cool back then. Yes, we played in the basement. That's why we were Ninja Turtles. Fair enough. Fair enough. Chris says, yeah, the Japanese Strider with all the hut. Yes. Yeah, I'm used to that. So, yeah. Hell says, I had Strider Returns. People hated it, but the game was fun to play once you learn. I've never really spent much time with that one. I should do that. I should play that more. I just haven't ever really spent that much time with that one. Or the one for PlayStation. I really like that Strider on PlayStation. That one's really cool. And then I have that one for PS4, and I barely played it either. Couldn't really get into it, but the PlayStation one's pretty damn good. That one's pretty awesome. Apocalyptic, I wish we would gotten the original Shinobi on the Genesis. I wasn't happy about that. Yeah, talk about a missed opportunity. I mean, at least we got the Master System one, and it's really good. But a full-on one like Shadow Dancer would have been so cool on Genesis. That would have been really, really good. Brian F. Golden Axe was another good arcade port. Golden Axe on Genesis is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. Again, there is a PC Engine CD version. It exists. Not necessarily the version I would recommend, but Golden Axe on Genesis is fantastic. Drunky Cheese Apocalyptic, my friend's parents owned a hotel, so one room was for us to play NES permanently after school. It was our Ninja Turtle lair. There you go, dude. There you go. Oh man, I'm gonna have to stop, guys. I would love to keep playing this, but I gotta stop. I gotta work in the morning, unfortunately. So, but tomorrow's Monday, so we'll do some members only stuff tomorrow, and we'll have fun with that. And I'll be back again. I gotta get more Sega stuff going, man. I got the Saru. I got it updated with the newest BIOS. It seems to be working better than ever. Obviously Sega CDs. There's so much Sega stuff that I really should get back into. So we'll have to do some more of that. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate it. Jon Snow has not moved. He is still sitting right there. John, you want to come over here? Nope, he does not. He gave me the go to hell death stare. So that's not happening. I tried, but it's not worth the risk. If I push this any further, I will pay a terrible price. Sorry about that. But he is over here. Anyway, so Range, remember to check out Principles of Lust by Enigma. Thank you. Let me highlight that. Make a little note. I will do that as soon as I get off of here. Notepad. Thank you, Notepad. You've saved my life so many times, Notepad. Sweet, sweet Notepad. Only you understand me. Drunky Cheese, thank you, sir. Thank you, my good friend, the amazing Drunky Cheese. Blowing up his channel, doing awesome streams. Just a fun guy to hang out with. A great dude to watch playing whatever he's playing. Super Nintendo, Mario, various different NES games. I've watched Drunky Cheese play crazy games like a Bobo. What was that one you keep playing? You keep trying to get me to play? That one looks pretty cool. There's so many games Drunky Cheese has shown, and I've been like, oh crap. And he's helped me discover. So thank you for being a good friend of mine. And guys, if you're not familiar with his stuff, go check out his channel. Apocalyptic Minister, thank you for being here, sir. Thank you for everything you comment and for all you do. Love having these discussions. Silver Wings, you guys know Silverwings, one of the best gamers that I've seen. Not too many people can do what he's done. I mean, he's beaten every 32X game. He's beaten tons of games. I've watched him play through Resident Evil games, like so many different games, all kinds of different stuff. And real hardware and all kinds of things like that. So very, very cool. Guys, check out Silverwings. Hell Tantrum Bull, working on his Saturn controller. I guess he got it fixed. That's great. That's really good. Brian F. Always love hanging out with Brian. Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Brian. Thank you for being here. Chris Courage, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who's done so much stuff. If you want to get a hold of him, if you're interested in getting something modded or fixed or just talking with him, finding out what something might cost or if something's even possible to be done, go check out Chris Courage's YouTube channel. He's got contact information there. You can find out how to get in touch with him and get stuff done, get things fixed and corrected or enhanced, at a very affordable price. This is not a endorsement or a commercial. I'm not being paid. He's not a sponsor. He's just a friend of mine. He does good stuff. Devastator Omega. Combination of different Transformers, I think. Thank you for being here as always. I love talking with you. I absolutely love it. I love it. Let's see. Who else? Did I say Apocalyptic Minister? If I didn't, let me say that one more time. Holy crap. Apocalyptic Minister. Hell Tantrum Bull. Great artist. Does awesome stuff. Guys, you need to check out Hell Tantrum Bull's channel as well. Very, very cool. Who else? Nick was here, the Geekstorian. Talk about like a man that needs no introduction. The Geekstorian. Fantastic channel filled with some very educational and fascinating videos about some really cool retro games and consoles and things like that. I've said for years you need to check out his Metroid video if you want to see something really cool. It's not just the information, it's the presentation. Check out Geekstorian. Check out the Geekstorian. He's got a great channel. Absolutely. And he's a really good dude. Let's see. Who else? We've got Mike Wolf, the Wolf. Mike Wolf has been a really good guy hanging out on this channel for a while now, and I always love talking with Mike. He leads the conversation in great directions, as does the Pharaoh Man. Pharaoh Man, who is, of course, the Lord of Egypt. He's also into games, and you would think maybe someone that's that ancient might not be able to connect with modern games, but this is a retro channel, and he fits in very well. What's more retro than a pharaoh? You ever think about that? Let's see. Who else? Oh, Casey, the Intellivision Gamer, was also here. Casey, good friend of mine. Really good friend of mine. Helped me in so many different ways, and I love watching his channel. I'm sure you guys watch him as well. Chuck was here with various different versions of his characters, and he's another person that needs no introduction. You know who Chuck is, and if you're not familiar with Chuck, what are you doing? Casey and Chuck, very big into Intellivision, both also fans of TurboGrafx. Truly members of my tribe, we'll say it like that. Nick Gamer also. Hello, Nick Gamer. Thank you for being here, Nick Gamer. Very much appreciate you coming to hang out. Metal Torso, the Iron Chest. Legendary commenter. We've hung out so many times here and on other channels as well. Just a great dude. I'm running out. It won't let me go any further than that. So that is as far back as I can get. If I missed anybody, you can hold it against me for now and for all time. And when we each meet up at the pearly gates, you can remind whoever's running the gate at the time that I have let you down and let the world down and should be punished for all time in the white hot fires that burn but do not consume. Anyway, what I'm saying is I'm sorry if I forgot to mention your name. That's what I'm saying. Hello, Tangible. Slowly getting back into drawing after recovering from physical pain. I'm sorry, dude. I'm glad you're getting back into drawing, though. That's really good. I'm sorry you had to go through that, man. Let's see. Salute to all the good guys. Yes, absolutely, Apocalyptic Minister. Absolutely. Silverwings, also note, listen to the 11-minute version of that song. Sometimes it's broken up into 3 parts. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. We need a cat tree to your left. I know. He would never use it, though. I bought him all kinds of stuff. Wouldn't touch it. Don't want nothing to do with it. It's so typical. What is the cliche? You buy him all this stuff, you set it up, won't touch it, but he's over there in the box. He loves the boxes. He won't do what you want him to do. Jon Snow don't play that. He don't play that. Jon Snow do what Jon Snow want to do. That's so funny. He heard me talking. As soon as I turned, he ducked his head back down like he'd asleep. Jon Snow, how dare you? John, they're looking at you. They can see you. He's pretending like he doesn't. Anyway. Oh, man. Okay, homie, don't play that. Yep, that's right. Damon Wayans. All right, guys, y'all be good. Enjoy the last of this weekend. Hopefully you have a good week coming up. Try not to work too hard. We'll hang out again. I got some members only stuff tomorrow, but we'll hang out again during the week. Guys, game on. Y'all have fun, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.